Hi everyone, my name is AnnMarie Stone. Welcome to my author interview here on Bitten by Books. I'm really excited to be here today. This is the first time I've ever done an author interview through video, and actually it's the first time I've used my webcam. So hopefully I don't make too many mistakes and that you forgive me, but let's get started. The strangest thing I've ever done to research for a story. Actually, I haven't done anything that strange, although I did have a really strange idea one time. I needed to know something about what would realistically occur in an arrest in a domestic violence case. So I actually considered going down to the gas station right down the street and asking a police officer, since they seem to be there all the time. But I figured that was actually a really bad idea, so I just did all of my research online for that. So far, I'm sure there will be some strange things in the future for me to do. In general, I would say the evil characters, but more specifically would be Victor. Victor is Anastasia's father, and he's a pretty terrible guy. So I wasn't exactly sure if I would be able to show his true essence of evil in dialogue. But what I did was I thought about somebody that I know in my past that's actually just like Victor, and I just thought about what would they have said in this situation, and I used that to really bring Victor to life. So far, luckily, I have not had that problem. I haven't killed off any main characters, so that's not really an issue for me. However, I think that if I were to get to that point, I would have to really believe that it's part of the story that needs to be told, and I don't believe that I would do it if I didn't think it was actually absolutely necessary. So I hope that if it and when it occurs, that I'm able to say without a doubt that I would have never done it any other way. I've actually been using outline so far, and that was working for me at first, but it's not working that much anymore. Basically, there's just too much information to include, and I don't have it all in one spot. I have to read all through it to find everything about a specific character. So I'm actually working on transferring all of the outline information into a private wiki so that I can keep it organized. That way I can keep the world building organized, what secrets have been told and what haven't, as well as the physical attributes and traits of the characters. The Reborn series is about the journey of one's soul and the obstacles and challenges that one faces along that journey. And that's not through just one lifetime, but throughout multiple lifetimes. In Anastasia's suffering, it's really just the beginning for her. She doesn't really understand why she has these different abilities and what their purpose is. She's separated from her soulmate. She doesn't understand why, and she really just needs to learn what's really going on around her. But the trouble with that is there are people that are telling her the truth, and there are people that are not telling her the truth. So you'll just have to read it to find out more. I plan to write 8 books in the Reborn series. Of course, that may change, but as of right now, it's set at 8. The first 3 are going to be from Anastasia's point of view. The next 3 I plan to write from the point of view of her soulmate. And then the final 2, I haven't really decided on that. I'm probably going to go back and forth. Or maybe it'll be a new character that you don't know yet. Well, first, I think what makes the Reborn series different than everything else in the paranormal romance genre is that I wrote it and I'm awesome. But more seriously, the paranormal aspects are what makes it different. The paranormal aspects are all based off of parapsychology or religion. So everything that occurs within the Reborn series world has the potential to actually be our reality. So depending on your own belief systems, it may not be paranormal to you. It may be realistic. Secondly, the romance between Anastasia and her soulmate is so far not in person. They have romantic meetings, but they're all through dreams. So it's a romance without the romantic characters ever being physically together. The Reborn series includes characters called the Pure Ones. Those are the characters that are good, fighting against evil, and they all have different psychic abilities. I would say the creatures, where that comes in, is we have creatures of chaos and creatures of light. Light are basically angels, and the creatures of chaos are similar to demons. Actually, as crazy as it sounds, my characters really tell me who they are. I already have a general idea, but as I write them, their real personality comes out. So it's not really something that I have to research. If there is anything that I spend a lot of time researching on, it's more about the details, such as places to describe or their backgrounds in education or employment. But other than that, they really just tell me who they are. Sometimes I do look up different models so that I have a physical features to describe, because honestly, I know what the characters want to say, but I don't really have an idea what they look like until I get inspiration from somewhere. I would say I'm a combination of both. I have the main ideas of the plot outlined as far as the entire series goes, but the plots for each book kind of come to me as I write them. And a lot of what happens is kind of like just as inspiration hits me. I might think I really need to put something in here, but I don't know what. And then once I start writing, it comes out. So that doesn't really happen all that often. For the most part, I try to stick to a plan, but just sometimes inspiration kind of just tells me where to go rather than what I had plotted. So I end up going back and changing my detailed outlines of what to write, but the overall framework of the story, I already have that set for the entire series. Basically, that nobody can write my story better than me, so I better do it if I want people to read it. And that's really something that just kind of reminds me that the reasons why I want to tell this story are still there, whether I do it or not. And unless I actually write the story and get it out there, it's going to just stay in my head, and nobody else is going to do it. So I know that I have to do it. I really, really don't like to set daily goals because I never meet them, and then I get down on myself for not meeting them. Basically, I have ADHD, so I can't stay focused on anything for too long if I don't really want to be interested in it. So if I have no inspiration to write that day, I'm not going to get 2,000 words out. I'm just not. And what I do is I just write when I can and when I have the inspiration to do so. That way I can do 8,000 words in a day if I have the inspiration to do it, or I can skip a day. My plan for 2014 is to complete and publish books 2 and 3 in the Reborn series. That's Anastasia's Awakening and Anastasia's Enlightenment. On another note, I am also working on a side project called tentatively Stormy Thursday. I'm not quite sure when that will be out for everybody else, but I do plan on completing that this year. However, life can, throw wrenches in everything. So hopefully that works out the way that I planned it. But if not, I will move that up to 2015. The best book that I read last year would definitely have to be Game Board of the Gods by Rochelle Mead. It's part of her new series, The Age of X. Book 2 doesn't come out until May 29th. I've actually been counting down the days, and I'm really excited about it. It's kind of a dystopian, futuristic type of storyline, and it's just something different than Rochelle Mead's ever done, but I'm definitely into it. And now it's over. Thank you so much for joining me today. I know it has been rough. I am not the best videographer, but I made it through the end, and so did you. So thank you. I do look forward to interacting with you all in the comment section below. And don't forget to stop by Amazon today and pick up your copy of Anastasia Suffering. Right now it is only $2.99 on Kindle. It's also available in print. And while you're there, Whispering Tears is my book of poetry. So if you are a poetry lover, you can pick that up for only 99 cents. All right, talk to you soon.